Your Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney local forecast with meteorologist Kit Kloinger.
Well, after an overcast night and early morning, we're starting to see the clouds thin out. They're not really breaking up just yet, but they should be in the next couple of hours, and we'll see a little bit more sunshine come through, and that will bring in a little bit more heat as well. Current temperatures, though, just shy of 40 degrees for Kearney and Hastings, 36 in Grand Island right now, and just below the freezing mark in Lincoln. They're going to be a good bit cooler than we will be here in central Nebraska today. Those temperatures will be warming overall throughout the afternoon for the majority of the area. Now, taking a look at some of the cloud cover out there, we do see a few holes starting to poke through and a little bit more thin clouds over southeastern Nebraska. That's bringing in more sunshine now, and that'll warm us up fairly quickly. Looking at some of the highs forecasted for today, like I said at the top of the show, I've backed off a little bit on some of the highs that we'll see here in the Tri-Cities area since we've had this extended cloud cover through the day, and we are just a little bit behind from the initial estimates of that warming through the day. So only mid-50s looking like for the Tri-Cities area, but we could still see a low 60s off towards the south and east part, or southwest part of the state. And again, off towards the east, that's where they're a little bit cooler. Now, over the next couple of days, let's look at the 3-day forecast. Today is going to be nice and warm. Tomorrow, the winds usher in colder air that sticks around. Now, this cold air is going to get here before the moisture. So by Friday and into Saturday, that's when the snow is going to come in. And that's going to be sort of a double system. We'll see one Friday afternoon into the evening, and then we'll have a little bit of a lull as we head into Saturday, and then a little bit more into Saturday evening. So these are the two major snow events that we'll be touching on in just a moment, but we could see another few flurries coming in later on next week and into the early part of the week. But notice those lows getting down into the single digits a couple of times as we head into next week. So more cold air is on the way. Now, right now we're looking at the futurecast. This is the moisture off in the Pacific, the eastern Pacific, that's going to be coming on shore here soon. Over the next couple of days, we'll be tracking this, and once it gets over the land, that's when we'll be able to sample this and see what the system is doing. But as we head through Friday, that's when all that cold air will be moving into our area. It'll already be here, and that's when we'll start to see that moisture enter the area. So notice a couple of heavy bands of snow will come through, and that's going to be dropping down several inches of snow for the Central Plains area. Then the second batch will come through, dropping only a couple of inches. A little bit less in the second system, not as much energy, not as much moisture, so it will be a little bit easier to handle in that second one. This is one forecast model that we could see some of the snow totals with this. So you saw how there were two bands of snow that came through on the futurecast a moment ago. Well, this is a little bit on the medium side, I would say. Some models are putting a little bit less snow for our forecast. This one here, though, is putting a little bit more than I really think is reasonable, but we could still see some of these totals around that. So let's take a look at my forecast initially for the area. So the first system that we'll have through round one, this will be Friday night into Saturday, or Friday evening, I should say. We could see around 3 to 5 inches of snow across much of Nebraska. Then that second system will come through, and it will drop just a little bit more. So we'll add in a little bit to that second round. Now, this is still 4 days out, so that's a 6+ inch range. That could still shift anywhere from 25 to 50 miles east to west, Russ. So still a few days out, so keep up with forecast.
All righty, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Kit.